All right, and welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
I'm Ross Merriam.
All right, and don't forget we are sponsored by Star City Games and Carnox Chair. Carnox Chairs, if you want to be as mediumly cool as we look on a daily basis, you can be with one of these sweet chairs. Head over to carnox.com/SCG, and you can get yourself 10% off and get yourself a chair. Do not forget, we got Rob in the booth answering questions here. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
He will be taking all your questions. Make sure to tag at SCG.
At Star City Games.
At Star City Games. I was just going to correct myself. If you want your question asked by us, we will pick out the best ones and we will get them answered. So, what we are doing today, we are continuing our Pioneer of Pioneer. We are just trying other cool decks of our complete own design.
Yes, we have designed every single card in all of these. We actually came up with the cards too.
Yeah.
And we printed all of them ourselves.
100%. So we were in Seattle doing some, design work here. I would say about, years ago, 3 years ago, printed out every single one of these cards. I wasn't working at SCG yet, but I knew one day I would be given my shot, so I wanted to practice this particular show and get us cards ready for this show specifically. So
an incredible amount of foresight you have there, Corey.
A lot of work came into this just so I can keep the marbles from Ross, which were not around back then. Anyways, enough of the shenanigans we just said. We are going to be playing blue-white control versus a kind of go-wide Gruul deck, a little bit more aggressive one.
Yeah, lower curve here. We've got our Pelt Collectors at the bottom of the curve. Really topping out at Embercleave and Goreclan Rampager. So we're going to go wide, make sure that we can get Embercleave still on a reasonably sized creature, usually a 2/2 or a 3/3, make that a sizable threat. And then sometimes we're going to be able to go Goreclan plus Embercleave in the same turn, and that's a huge damage output.
Yeah, and the thing I love about that, I mean, like the card that used to be in this kind of deck in that place would be Temur Battle Rage, right?
Yeah.
Embercleave is so much better. It's unreal. Like, it's already just gives you more power, just on face value, Sometimes it's just as cheap, sometimes it's a little more, but it's a combat trick, which Temur Battle Rage was as well, but then getting to reuse that ability if they were to live through that hit or, deal with the creature in response. Exactly. So I like that addition. So I'm just playing boring old blue-white control, try to contain what you do.
So this is for the 10th place list from the NRGCT. And the interesting thing to me is the inclusion of Field of the Dead.
Yeah.
There's enough dual lands available, even in two colors, that, we're not like the Bant Field decks that are like one of everything or, big Golos decks, but you're playing, a wide variety of dual lands. You still got your good ones to make your mana work, Hallowed Fountain, Glacial Fortress, but then there's Irrigated Farmland, there's Prairie Stream, there's Temple of Enlightenment, some other utility lands in the deck. You're probably playing Castle Arvindale and Castle Vantris. You can play Field of Ruin. You have your two different basics. So, when you're playing these long games, you're not going to trigger Field on your exact 7th land drop, but you're going to trigger Field on your 8th, 9th, 10th land drop, and then from then on, you're going to start making zombies.
Yeah.
You can fit a little bit more interaction in your deck as a result. Having your win condition be a land, or at least part of your win condition be a land, is really powerful. We saw that almost a decade ago, actually, with Nephalia Drownyard. Be really good in reactive control decks. So I'm excited to see how Field of the Dead operates.
That was a dark time in Magic when it was just like draw new mirror matches and stuff like that. Oh boy, those games took forever.
I played that deck at a Grand Prix. And it's so fun.
Yeah.
I only like control decks when they're hyper reactive like that. If I just draw go and all my lands are untapped on your turn every time, I'm happy playing those decks.
Not me. It scares me. I like playing Tireless Tracker and saying draw go where I'm either gonna sack and draw 2 clues or counter something. That's my comfort zone.
This hand is not great.
Yeah, this hand is not particularly strong either, but I'm gonna keep.
I think in a matchup where my opponent is not doing much to interact with me on the early turns, this would be a fine hand. But in this matchup specifically, Azorius control, I just don't think you can keep it because this hand's just too easy to break up.
Okay.
This is the 4-lander that's going to try to go creature, Embercleave you.
Yeah, that's pretty easy to break up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like if I knew that was going to land, I'm attacking for 4 on turn 3, and then I'm attacking for 14 on turn 4?
Yeah.
That's probably good enough.
That's probably will do, yeah. No, I think that's a good disciplined mulligan here. Well, you're mulliganing. You got a question at all, Rob?
Have you all got your Carnox chairs yet?
I still have not received my Carnox chair. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure we're just at this rate. If we keep pestering Cedric for him, I think instead of getting Karnak's chairs, he's gonna somehow hire someone to come take the chairs that we use now at our desks. So
yes, from our homes, the chairs that we own,
the chairs that we have just bought, on our own needs. But yeah.
I have a cheap office chair that's like 6 years old. You could take it. I'll get a new one.
Yeah, I actually I took Dan's nail chair and I brought that home with me. So I've been testing with that. It really keeps me on the edge of my seat because there's no back. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Junglebot NA wants to know, what are your thoughts on Mono Green Devotion moving forward? Todd Anderson had recently made a list that still seems pretty strong.
I think it's still going to be strong. I mean, it lost the cards that just threw it over the top, but realistically, it didn't lose any of the huge threats, and it's still like whatever. You just got to play more Llanowar Elves in the spot of.
You're already playing 8 Corey.
Hey, play some Goose.
Play some Caryatid maybe.
I don't know. I saw a list with some geese.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe play some Okos.
Yeah. I mean, just turn 3 Nissa is still one of the most powerful things you can do in Pioneer. Find a shell where you can do other stuff after Nissa, and you're still going to have a recipe for success. So
okay. My second hand is significantly better, and given that I don't think I'm going to have a lot of time to play this, so I think that one's going to be the one that goes.
All right, let's party.
So shock to 18 and play a Pelt Collector.
Okay.
Always nice to start on a 1-drop.
Yeah. Must be nice.
Fatal Push somehow out of your Azorius deck.
Yeah. All right, we're just gonna go Fountain Tapped. Pass to you. We do a lot less on turn 1 in this deck.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna play a Smuggler's Copter.
Okay.
Which is a 3/3, right? I got a counter.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Fortunately, not a creature to trigger the collector. But we'll attack for 1.
19.
You can go.
All right, Prairie Stream, go.
Okay.
Unless you control 2 more. Oh wait,
yeah,
no.
that enters tapped.
Okay, no, I wanted to go like this.
Okay.
I kept thinking it was the fast land, but yeah.
No, that's Seacrum Coast. That one is not legal.
Gotcha.
I will attempt to play around potential syncopates or censors.
Okay.
Which are popular in these lists, and cast a Zertar Goblin with a mana open.
Sure.
So I could give this haste and use the Pelt Collector to crew the Copter, but that's the same amount of damage as if I just use this to crew the Copter. So we'll make it a 3/3. This Pelt Collector will get a counter.
Okay.
Goblin will jump into the Copter, and then
beginning of combat, we're gonna stop you. You rightfully played around this. We'll cycle it, and yep. Okay.
Okay. I will attack and loot with the Copter.
Okay.
Discard a forest.
All right.
I
I'll
can
take 5 down to 14.
Pass the turn.
All right. That's pretty brutal. Now what can we do? Smuggler's Copter is a really tough card for blue-white control to deal with. It's quite a scary one here. Let's go with a Field of the Dead. And I just have to stem the bleeding somewhat here. So we're going to just kill Goblin.
This gets exiled.
Give you a clue.
I get a Sandblack clue.
And then I'll pass to you.
Okay. So we can pretty easily just crack this clue.
Okay. It's reasonable.
Then play a Rootbound Crag. Then we have a Voltaic Brawler that's going to get us 2 energy and grow our Pelt Collector.
Okay.
Then we will crew the Copter and attack for 6 and loot.
Down to 8.
And we'll discard a Game Trail.
All right.
Pass the turn.
Now I basically have one thing I can do here. Otherwise, I'm just dead. So, Supreme Verdict.
Kind of wish
Pass
that
to
Pelt
you.
Collector was an experiment one.
Yeah, that would have been good.
On Tuesday's show, I wished it was Pelt Collector.
Yeah. No, I think on Tuesday's show, you wish that the creator of the deck played the deck and he would have won,
Yeah,
right?
I do have an experiment one to crew the Copter, though, so let's crew and attack and loot.
All right. No, I wrapped last turn.
Yeah.
So.
You'll take 3, go to 5.
Yep.
And then I'll pass the turn. A few too many lands here. Wish I'd been able to play another threat.
I'm still in some trouble, to say the least. Well, I think we just have to go. Yeah, I think we just have to go Prairie Stream, which is now untapped, and just pass to you.
Wow. Crew.
Beginning of combat. I'm gonna cycle sensor.
Okay.
Okay.
Attack.
Yep.
Wow.
I will go to 2.
Pass the turn.
All right. End step. Cycle sensor.
Yep.
Untap. It's not ideal. Go with a memorial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still 6. Getting close to getting a zombie here, but we'll pass it to you.
Wow.
Either really good or really bad, huh?
Crew.
Okay.
Declare attacks.
Sure.
Loot.
Yep. This is the only thing we can do to stay alive. Revelation for 2. I'm probably quite dead.
Okay, I'll Embercleave this thing.
Yeah, no, just sorcery speed interaction here. I'd absorb, hoping you would play something, but I didn't have the luxury of holding this up for the Embercleave.
Yep.
Nope. Smuggler's Copter there was just the MVP.
Yeah.
I just couldn't beat it. I can beat your creatures, but Smuggler's Copter there is just too tough. Everything just seems to be sorcery speed.
I'm all going to do 12 lands.
Yeah.
So
that either shows the power of your cards or the non-power of blue-white control cards.
Power of Smuggler's Copter, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely Smuggler's Copter that won you that game, for sure. Yeah. But I mean, that card... Vehicles were always good at dodging mass removal. That's just what made them awesome, you know?
Corey, do you feel like there should be some split in this blue-white deck between Settle and Supreme Verdict?
I don't know. Settle just doesn't seem like a real card for me at the moment, but...
play 4 Supreme Verdict.
Yeah.
It's the reason you're playing an Azorius deck.
Yeah. Supreme Verdict's just insane.
It's literally, like, it's not Revelation. Revelation's kind of meh.
And
it's
the thing
not
is...
Detention Sphere. Supreme Verdict is the reason you're playing an Azorius.
And the thing is, if I were to get a Teferi down, tick up Supreme Verdict, you know, that's still a Settle, essentially, but better. Sure. And that is one thing to note here. Teferi Time Reveler is going to be very important. Nice Embercleave, bro. Can't really do much with a Teferi in play.
Main phase. Attack.
What?
6 mana Embercleave. Let's go.
It doesn't even attach, does it? Isn't it attached to an attacking creature?
No, it costs 1 less for attacking creatures. It attaches to...
Oh, it does attach. Okay, you got it.
6 mana, let's go. I had 12 last game. We're fine.
Yeah. And then you equip, you crew copter, and I'm like, all right, Supreme Verdict. Get wrecked, noob.
I would, in fact, get wrecked, noob.
Yeah. Okay, do we got a question at all there, Rob, while we get ready for the second game?
We did have one about the Gruul deck. Do you think a bigger Theros standard style monsters deck is also possible with Gruul?
What would a Theros standard? Oh, just like Pelucranos and stuff, or?
I mean, it doesn't. But that style doesn't necessarily have to play those cards. We do like Glorybringer a lot, so like just Llanowar Elves, Glorybringer, Questing Beast, the Gruul Spellbreaker kind of thing. That's a way you can go. Gorkline Rampager too.
Yeah. I mean, and I think just Bone Crusher Giant is a really good one. You know, I mean, this is, maybe I'm stepping over a line here and giving away Harlan's tech that I played against, but I mean, he played a Gruul deck that was pretty similar to that, just really aggressive threats, Chandras, Embercleaves, Bone Crusher Giants, and it looked sweet, so, yeah.
So I think that style could also work.
Yeah. Okay, all right, I'm going to go first. Yeah, we can keep this. All right, so let's get some 5 chants going, please. Can we get a 5 emote? That would just be so nice.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. All right, you got another one there for us at all, Rob?
I think he was strong.
Why Azorius over Esper? Do you think Esper has any draws the control deck?
It seems reasonable. That's another thing that comes down to metagame, because if you need to kill specific creatures, then it's going to be great. I mean, right now, Fatal Push would be a lot better than Deckenstone against the Smuggler's Copter, so, I mean, I could see it.
I think the draw here is you get a lot more value out of your lands sticking to Azorius. We're playing Field of the Dead, we're playing Field of Ruin, we're playing other utility lands that wouldn't have fit in an Esper deck that needs more dual lands to cast its spells.
Yeah.
So, you're trading a little bit of, quality of your early removal spells for a better mana base and a more functional mana base.
Yeah. And I won't claim to be an expert on control here, because it's usually not the style I want to play, especially in a new format. A new format, you don't know what you're expecting, so it's really hard to build a perfect control deck, because you can't just metagame that well when we don't have a metagame yet. So
no matter what people are playing, you can absorb their spells and Supreme Verdict away their creatures.
I guess, but if they're getting under you, they don't have to play spells, and then counter spells are bad and you want to play more removal and stuff like that, like Esper. So we just don't know yet.
Okay.
Better?
Yeah, it's definitely a keep. This is probably one of the weaker cards in our deck in the matchup. So I think that'll be the one that goes back.
To the bottom. To you.
I will play a Mountain Goat.
And I wish I would have played more Fatal Pushes here just to tilt Ross a little bit more by turn 1 Fatal Pushing. But other than that, I think it's reasonable.
Okay. I will play Zertug Goblin.
Let's censor that.
Pass the turn.
All right. And we'll pass to you.
I will play a Gruul Spellbreaker.
I'll censor that. No, that one resolves.
Let's make it a 3/3 in attack.
17.
You can go. Feel like it's going to get removed before it does extra damage.
We're going to head this on an adventure.
What are we getting?
I don't know. Not a clue. Let's see. Ooh, this is probably a good one. Don't be cheating there. Don't be cheating. You know what? We're gonna go big. I haven't cast an Elspeth in a while.
Going big. Okay. Good thing I made this a 3/3.
Yeah, good thing. 14.
14, and I will take this opportunity to cast a Domri Raid. We're going to leave a forest up. So if we hit a Pelt Collector, we can cast it.
Okay.
And I will plus.
Okay.
I will put that one back and pass the turn. I get to look at my top card. If it's a creature, I reveal it. It goes to my hand.
Seems good. All right, so this is going to be
tapped.
tapped.
You might want to read the -7 as well.
Yeah, you're not getting there. That's fine.
Okay.
I will just desphere that right now. I do not want you to get card advantage. Embercleave it. Elspeth will have nothing to say about that next turn, I promise.
Attack for 3.
No blocks.
You're at 11.
Okay.
Play a Gorkline Rampager.
11.
Pass the turn.
Okay. All right. Good card, but I think the obvious play this turn is to stop the damage. And I'll pass to you.
Pelt Collector, Gorklan, level the Pelt Collector.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right.
Obviously, the Pelt Collector was the card underneath when we Domried.
All right. So now we do have access to Elspeth here. Pretty solid play. We could just kill Rampager, would probably be the safer play. Then we would lose Elspeth. Let me take a quick peek here. All right. So one card?
Yep.
All right. Well, I think Elspeth just making tokens here against these trampling threats is not great. So let's just kill Rampager here.
Okay. When this dies, Pelt Collector will get a counter.
Yep, and pass to you. I remember Elspeth being a lot better before.
Elspeth was in the same format as Gorkline Rampager.
Yeah,
Still really good.
I'm just saying, every time I cast Elspeth back in the day, I just won, but it's not as good here.
Keep drawing too many lands.
That is a problem with Gruul based decks, though. You don't have card advantage, plain and simple. Like, you had Domri, and if that would have lived, you would be have fuel to the fire. But without that, it does get a little tougher.
I kind of want to get aggressive here. and just put you to 3.
That sounds unfortunate for me.
And hope that I draw like haste creatures. You just don't have a removal spell. Because I don't like if I just attack the Elspeth and pass the turn, like I have a 3/3, you're at 11, you're untapped with 6 mana. I just don't think that's a game that I win. Whereas at 3, with me having the Embercleave on board, it's a lot better. So let's attack you and Embercleave this thing. Take 8.
Okay.
You're at 3. You can go.
Okay. Seems good. All right, so we have like 6 ways to deal with it at the moment, but which one do we want to choose? I mean, you're right, though. I mean, I have to consider how to play around. I mean, it doesn't give trample, right? It does.
Double
Okay.
strike and trample.
So, I mean, you can go, what, Spellbreaker and equip?
Spellbreaker, Zerta Goblin.
That's it? Okay, so if you go Spellbreaker, equip, that's a 4/4. Yeah, I'll be dead to that. No, actually, I will live through that. I can live through that with one play here. Supreme Verdict, play a Fae, and make tokens. That keeps me alive by a few. All right. And I think that... Okay.
You can go.
Okay. All right, 3 more. At this point, I think we can just stop you from doing stuff, but just to be safe, let's tuck...
The Embercleave.
Yeah, let's tuck that Embercleave. And now I just want to make sure I don't die to stuff as well. We're just going to play Fae and get in for 4.
Yeah, you know, if I just attack the Elspeth here, it might look like I have a shot, but Corey would just untap Teferi'd my 1 creature, and I would have just been...
Yeah. I 100% agree. It does look like it would be a mistake here because it's taking over. But if I didn't have a follow-up, I think it would have been fine. And I mean, because I had Sphinx's Revelation. It doesn't matter if I have this or not at this point. Like, this is going to kill you faster, but...
The fact that you were willing to use it as a removal spell sort of shows you that, like, you're not valuing it that high.
Exactly.
Like, you put it out there
I didn't need it to win,
now I'm just...
Yeah, you're dead.
Once again, a little bit of a flood here after a mulligan, and came up a little bit short that game, barely squeaked over the line in the first game.
Yep.
But hopefully I get a hand where I make 4 land drops and stop.
Yeah,
a little better.
I hope that doesn't happen. Unless you just have like 4 Embercleaves in hand. I think that would be reasonable there. So
we're going to take a quick break here while we set up some sideboarding and then finish out this match between Gruul Aggro and Azorius Control. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to sideboarding on Versus Live between Gruul Aggro and Azorius Control. From my side, Bone Crusher Giant is definitely one of my worst cards, if not my worst card. The stomp half of it, not particularly important. And then even the ability of the creature doesn't come up that often against Elspeth and Supreme Verdict in this matchup. So it's really just a 3-mana 4/3. That's not good enough. So that's the card we're going to cut. And we're going to bring in a good selection of sticky threats. We have an additional Domri Raid, one of my favorite cards of all time, by the way.
Yeah.
I played a lot of this card when it was in Standard.
Yeah. See, I wasn't playing at that time. I never got Domri Raid. Like, you noticed I had to read it. I did not play that very often at all.
I have never lost after making a Domri Emblem.
Really?
And back then, people weren't playing as many Detention Spheres for a while. So if you just stuck a Domri, like, they were hard-pressed to remove it. Mm-hmm. And you just emblemed it, and they could not win. Your creatures have Double Strike, Hexproof, Trample, and Haste.
No big deal. No big deal at all.
I did almost lose a game after embleming against a Turbo Fog Maze's End deck.
Yeah, that's kind of sidestepping that.
Yeah, so we got into the loop where like they're just fogging me every turn, and it's like, please just brick once because I'm attacking for like 60.
Yeah,
because I just had this gigantic battlefield, and at one point they were casting this like white fog effect that gained life for each attacking creature I had.
Okay,
and I had to assemble the Legion, so I had 1 million creatures. So they went up to like 40 something life. And at this point, I had stopped committing more to the battlefield because I just didn't need to. And the turn before they got to their 10th gate with Maze's End, they Supreme Verdicted me. So I had no battlefield, and they were at 60. And they did not untap to Maze's End me.
Wow.
I went like end of turn, Restoration Angel, untap, trigger Assemble the Legion, activate Gavany Township, kill you.
Jesus.
It was like in my deck.
Wow.
it was great.
Yeah, I mean, that is one heck of an emblem, I have to say.
Chandra, Torch of Defiance, and
I've never lost when I emblemed this. I will tell you, that may be a more modern story, but I always won whenever I did that.
So we should be a little bit better positioned here with more Planeswalkers and Hazoret against Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, I'm actually not afraid of Hazoret that much because I do have a decent amount of ways to exile with Deck and Stone and stuff like that. It's still a scary card if it goes unchecked, but pretty terrified of more Planeswalkers. And then on my side, Mystical Dispute, always going to be a 3-mana leak. Not good enough in this matchup. And then Jace, sure, I can shrink your creature. You're not going wide in a sense where you're just going with a bunch of 1/1s where this card is excellent. I think this card is unbelievably bad in this matchup. So we're going to brief, and it is worth talking about how this sideboard works out because you do got to remember you are a Fae of Wishes deck. So you just got to always think, okay, is it worth it to bring in Authority? I think yes, I would bring this card in. It's a good card. But me bringing it in eliminates a chance to draw this because I have 2 Fae of Wishes. So if I keep it in the sideboard, I actually have more copies of it. And it's super great against your haste threats. But I needed both of these cards out, and Elspeth is something I tutored for, but I have 2 very similar options to tutor for here. I would rather naturally draw the one that costs 6 mana, and then be able to target the one that costs 8. They're both likely to win the game. But I just think leaving one in the sideboard as a giant threat is smart, and one to just draw is just better than drawing Chase.
I also like bringing in the Forsake. That's obviously to target Embercleave.
Or Copter.
Or Copter.
Yeah.
Wishing for it is awkward against both those cards. It takes a lot of time. They've already generally gotten some value out of it. But drawing it naturally, it's going to deal with them immediately. And if you draw it naturally and I don't have one of my artifacts, you can just cycle it away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Forsake is a really good card, I got to say.
Easy card to bring in.
Yeah. And Authority is one card that I think is excellent against your deck filled with haste creatures and Korean Copters and stuff. But I think that's a very popular play I can do on turn 5 is wish for it with Granted and then just Authority.
Yeah, make sure you don't die to haste creatures and then play your Elspeth, you know.
Exactly. And that is maybe more of a win more card because that's just me checking all my bases. And if I'm getting to that point where I have the luxury to do that against this Gruul deck, I'm probably winning anyways. All right, so keep your questions coming in. We'll get them answered in between this. And, we got Ross on the play.
This is not a very good hand.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is playing a Grizzly Bear on turn 2. This card is going to be hard to cast. This card is just going to get verdicted away before it does anything. It's a 3-land 4-spell hand where I have both colors, but it just looks so bad.
Yeah, ship it.
Yeah, I think I have to send this back.
I think I got to send mine back too. The old 6-land censor hand usually doesn't get there too often. On the play, I tend to really consider these types of hands just because you just want to make your land drops. Like if I was in the dark on a matchup, I might actually keep that hand.
Yeah.
5-land censor something else, I would for sure keep on the play. But 6-land censor, it may still be a mulligan on the play, but hands like that with a control deck tend to be a little better because you draw into answers.
Yeah, especially in a control mirror where making your land drops is super important.
Oh, in a control mirror, I keep that on the play or draw,
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
When y'all are building control decks, what do you prefer? Do you prefer playing control decks with an obvious win condition like Approach of the Second Sun or Torrential Gearhulk? Or do you like playing the way Corey's deck is built now with like Field of the Dead and the Castle to make 1/1s?
So the last time I played a control deck was Esper Control when Red-Black Aggro was dominating Standard. And I actively thought that was the best deck at the very end of that thing. You got to play Infernal Reckoning for Scroungers and stuff. But that did have Teferi, Gearhulk. I like to have a way to kill something that also is disruptive. And Torrential Gearhulk and Teferi check both those boxes. They're able to answer something and then run away with the game. So I prefer that style of control decks. We already heard you.
Ideally, I would be playing. I'll echo Corey's sentiment and say I want to play win conditions that have some other, some other utility. But that's also true of winning with Field of the Dead and Castle Ardenvale. They're just lands. So there's no distinction there. I think the question that they're asking is really between do you want something that can turn the corner quickly, or do you not mind just playing the super long game?
Yeah.
And that's more dependent on how confident you are in your ability to control the game. So the more confident you are, the more you just want to cut expensive cards from your deck. And the less confident you are, the more you need to really end the game and turn the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So that's more a function of what exists around the deck than the deck itself. Generally, I prefer to be the most dirtily form of control possible.
Yeah.
But the way that the threats are designed now, the way the metagame is balanced these days, that's usually not possible.
Yeah, agreed. And I mean, even I think a good example of that is like, remember when Simic Nexus was just popping up and the kill conditions started off with like 2 Hydroid Crisis or whatever. But then by the end, it was just 1 Colossal Dismissal. You know, like the more and more people realize that you don't really need threats in this deck. You just need to have one way to say, eventually I will win. And that ended up being the more superior list. So, yeah.
Okay, much better hand here on 6.
Yep, and same. We're getting rid of this, even though it feels kind of bad, but it just does not look good in our hand, so.
Okay, I will play Game Trail, Reveal Forest.
Okay.
Cast Spell Collector.
Sure.
Pass the turn.
All right, we'll start with just a farmland and say go.
A well-irrigated farmland.
Very irrigated.
Forest.
That's a finely well-kept land. Look at that.
Yeah, very organized. We got our copter.
You're going to crew? Okay.
No, attack 4.
Okay.
You're a 19.
19.
You can go.
Also, how do you both feel about the Shadowlands in this format?
I think they are quite bad.
Shadowlands?
Game Trail and Port Town. And,
yeah, I don't think they're great either.
The one situation where I think they are better than the check lands is where you have a deck that really needs untapped mana and a lot of basics of the other type.
That makes sense.
Because these can be where you need untapped mana on turn 1.
You gain 4.
Oh, God, no.
Your turn.
Oh, God, no.
No creature? One time?
Oh, God, no.
Yes!
That was the worst draw.
That is what we needed. That's what our hand desperately needed. Yeah.
I don't even want to play it.
Go. That's what we wanted. Absorb.
Yeah.
Gain 3.
22.
22.
You can go.
That was nice. All right. Well, now since we don't have another counter spell here, we'll just make sure you don't get that.
And that's why I didn't play the second copy.
Smart.
When I drew it instead of a creature. You can go.
All right. Untap, draw. Got a Fabled Passage here, and then we'll pass to you.
Gorklan Rampager.
Rampager, huh? Okay, that works.
Okay. Crew Smuggler's Copter.
Okay.
Attack for 3 loot.
Yep. I got a 19.
I will discard
While you do that, I'm going to search for a land.
Experiment 1. Pass the turn.
All right. So this feels kind of bad, but with how my hand is set up here, I end just with the fact that there's so many cards that draw me cards. I'm going to rev for 2.
I think that's perfectly fine.
Yep.
You're 21.
1, 2. Okay. Untap. Draw. Okay. Well, that was sweet. That was pretty sweet. So we're going to start with a Deck and Stone on that. You get a clue. And then I'll pass to you.
Feel like we are staring at another Absorb, which makes me wish I had kept the other card. I really did think about it.
You don't know my life.
Play a Gruul Spellbreaker.
Yep.
Crew Smuggler's Copter.
Okay. Are you putting a counter on that, I assume?
Put a counter, yeah.
Okay, yep. Beginning of combat, I'll Skywiller shot that.
That's pretty good.
Scry.
No, I still shouldn't put a counter on this because of Elspeth.
Oh, yeah, reasonable. Not intuitive, but yeah, good play. My one of Elspeth playing around.
You have 2. You boarded 1 in.
I didn't have one in the main.
Oh, yeah, you wished for that in game 1.
Yeah.
Okay. thought there was 1 main, 1
yeah, so that was a little, maybe a little loose, but all right, Elspeth.
You're at 19.
All right, we're just going to take up on this. Get some tokens and pass to you.
Attack Elspeth.
Okay, so 4, 8. So it does kill it with Embercleave. That's lame. And that's +4/+4. 7. And that doesn't kill it, huh? Is it worth it? I mean, Either or is pretty bad. I know you have Embercleave. You wouldn't be pointing out a different card if you didn't have Embercleave here, so... No blocks.
Okay, Embercleave.
I've been working with you for far too long, Ross. I know when you're trolling me.
You're up.
All right. We're going to start with this. Start digging. All right. Dig, 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 dig. What do we got here? 7, huh?
Another reader.
All right. These cards are good. These cards are good. So I think we want to keep the train going here, and we also just really want to deal with that. So I think we're going to pick these two. And yeah. And they go bottom right. I did not play with much dig third time, I have to say. And pass to you.
Hazoret the Fervent.
Hazoret. All right.
Attack you for 13. There we go.
13. Ooh. It's not cool. Well, we're going to start by killing that Embercleave.
Is it exile?
Yeah. Now, do I want to trade with Spellbreaker and take 5 or just start chumping? I can essentially prevent 15 damage if I block this 3 different times, or I can prevent 3 as a one-time thing. We're just going to try to trade here.
Take 5.
Yep.
You're at 14.
14.
You can go. Generally better to trade off resources when you can.
Yeah, I think so. Well, that is a very scary card. All right, well, let's start with this.
Say Teferi?
No, dig third time.
Another dig.
Dig, 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 dig. 5, 6, 7. Excellent, excellent. These cards are sweet.
Detention Sphere my Hazoret.
I would like to do that. Your turn.
I elected not to bring in Destructive Revelry because you only have 2D spheres. Now you've drawn both of them.
Yeah.
I really wish I could draw a Destructive Revelry.
I like that choice on your part based on what I've driven. Or what I've driven.
Let's crack the clue now.
Sure. We got 14 to 24, correct?
Yeah, that's what I have. And then let's play a Smuggler's Copter.
Okay.
Pass the turn. 2 D spheres down, 1 Sky Whaler shot down. Hopefully this one can do some damage.
Let's hope not. Now... Gonna play it to Fairy. Now, what do we want to do with this? So, tucking is a little risky here. And I would... It's maybe a little risky to not tuck as well. We're just going to draw. We need some cards here. Ooh. Okay. Well, that was pretty nice. Teferi. We'll bounce that. And then we will untap 2 lands and say go. Highly anticipate me not to Field of Ruins here. I really like Field of Ruins when I can do some tricks with Teferi. Oh, I don't know if I've had these two together, and the gang's back.
Spell Collector.
That resolves.
Smuggler's Copter.
Sure.
You can go.
All right. You can gain some life.
I will go to 28.
God, how am I ever going to deal this much damage to you, though? All right. Up. With this trigger on the stack. Scry.
Yep. That's not good.
Keep 1. Land tapped and untap these. Your turn.
That's not good. I will cast a Gorkline Rampager.
Yep.
I will crew Smuggler's Copter.
Okay.
I will attempt to declare tax.
Yep.
I will attack Fairy Time Raveler and loot.
Loot is fine. It's Fairy step.
Pass the turn.
End step. I'll scry.
Yeah. Stop scrying to the top.
Untap. All right, and here we just get to do some fun stuff now. So we're going to Teferi. Bounce. Draw a card. I don't think I played a land.
No.
Okay. Play a land, and then I'm going to end step, untap 2 lands, and pass to you.
I'm going to make my last-ditch effort towards doing something that will fail, but I will play Zerta Goblin.
Goblin. Yeah, that resolves.
I'll make it a 3/3.
Okay.
Crew Copter.
Yep.
Declare tax.
Beginning combat.
The only way in your deck to deal with Smuggler's Copter.
I got a few.
You're out of D-Spheres. You already played a shot and the Forsake.
I have 4 shots.
You have 4 Skywalker shot?
For the sake of this comment that I'm making right now, I do. Remember, these are the decks of our creation. I know this deck list like the back of my hand. I better scry. Bottom. Yeah, I'll better absorb that one for good measures.
You go to 17.
Yep.
You can go.
All right. I'll untap. I'll tick up. All right. Well,
Doesn't even ultimate is Teferi.
no, I just ticked up to that.
Yeah,
It's 8. Yeah.
I know. Oh, yeah, it ultimate's an 8.
Yep.
Not 7.
All right. 11 mana. I'll do this for 8.
You go to 25.
6, 7, 8. Anybody's game. Okay.
Anybody can win.
Anyone can win. That's the joy of Magic. Anyone can win at any time. All right. So I'll untap. I probably have to discard some cards.
Yep, you did just draw 8 new ones.
All right. Port Town and this. Go. Pass to you.
Perfect. We did it.
Whoa. Are you scooping? You got a 3/3. You can put this down.
I feel like I've drawn a lot of lands in these games.
You know what? I forgot how much I love Control. I was like, Control kind of got killed with Teferi Time Reveler, but when you get to play Teferi Time Reveler, Control's back. I don't know if that's true. Control is fun when you're doing your thing, that's for sure. How are we looking on time? What are we going to play here? Well, we got some time here. Do you want to...
Best 3 out of 5 it.
Best 3 out of 5 it up. Yeah, I'll see if we can...
This is a 21 land deck by my count. And I've drawn like 12, 8, and 9 lands.
Yeah.
Lands that we've played.
Dude, I drew way more lands than you that game. Well, I don't know. That was a pretty nice showing from that. But, you know, one thing I will say is I won that game because my answers really lined up with your threats. There's so many times when I just have like Lost Breaths and Declaration in Stone, like our first game, and you play Smuggler's Copter, and I'm just dead, you know. But Skywalker Shot, I think, is by far my best card against you. It's just insane. I mean, Supreme Verdict arguably better because it cleans up everything, but Smuggler's Copter. But being able to hit your threats on an instant speed basis against an Embercleave deck is just good. And Teferi against an Embercleave deck, just good. Supreme Verdict against everything besides Smuggler's Copter is good. So when I draw the right pieces, the game is probably going to be quite trivial. But when I don't, you know, the deck looks bad, and I just get run over, you know?
And there was that key turn that game where I just needed to draw a creature to crew Smuggler's Copter.
Yeah.
I drew a second Copter.
Yeah. And then I got to absorb your creature.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, honestly, that was the game right there.
Yep.
It's weird to think that, you know, that early in the game, but... You know, I'd be on the back foot the whole game, and I wouldn't be able to like leave open absorb and, you know, stuff like that. And then you, being a good player, can just dance around my counter spells. Just dance the dance
also
of
a good
life.
dancer.
Really? Because I've been out dancing with you and I haven't seen it yet. All right, we're gonna get ready for our 4th game here, but let's take one question first, Rob.
So how do you feel about the Dovin's veto? Are you still on the negate is just so much better?
Well, I wasn't as adamant on that, but when you're playing a blue-white deck, you know, the risk is so low that it's not going to work out for you. But yeah, there's 3 Dovin's vetoes in there.
Yeah. I mean, you have Field of the Dead and Field of Ruin and Gyroid Sanitarium. So
yeah.
I would rather play negate. I just
Yeah.
don't think the upside of playing veto is there.
Yeah, there's just not enough counter spells in the metagame. So if you're playing a blue-white control deck, you probably can assume that outside of the realm of, like in Soul Artifact, maybe there's a little bit more application there because you do have Stubborn Denial, so being able to just Dovin's Veto a Shrapnel Blast when you go Shrapnel Blast plus Stubborn Denial, that's realistic,
Yeah.
But you know what? It would be a completely dead card if you just wouldn't have wrote about that deck and people wouldn't have known about it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm kind of on the consensus that until we figure out a more control-based metagame, Dovin's Veto doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Yeah. But it's a blue and white, shiny, fancy card, and people want to play with it,
Indeed they do.
Yeah.
I want to play this hand because it's finally keepable 7. So
I cannot keep this hand. This hand is just too clunky. This is a disciplined mulligan, I think. But these are going to take forever to get going. These are both tap lands. I don't think this hand's good enough on the draw against an aggro deck. Would you keep that?
I probably would, but then I would lose and regret keeping it.
Okay. I mean, same.
I agree. It's a disciplined mulligan.
Yeah.
So another one for you, Russ. In your Gruul deck, do you think that Tireless Trackers in the sideboard would be a good addition?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that could be nice.
That's a good card.
All right, this hand's already better.
You're a little bit of a low land count for that.
All right, I'm going to keep this hand. What I'm looking to get rid of from this one is one of these kind of big over-the-top effects. And I think on the draw, I just don't have too much time for Fave Wishes, so we're going to bottom that one.
I'll start on a Pelt Collector.
Okay.
You're up.
God, always have turn 1 Pelt Collector. All right, your turn. Rabble.
Shock to 18. Play Emissary. Counter here. Make green red. Play Copter.
Oh my
God. Back for 2.
Okay.
18 all.
Yeah, great.
You can go.
Great. This will be a good game. All right, we got to Deck and Stone this. Actually, no, we'll Deck and Stone the Copter. Your turn.
Okay, that was a good draw. You had 18. I think we're just going to haste this.
I like
that.
that.
With the Copter, get in for 6 and loot.
12. I think, one of these games I was talking about how my removal spells don't line up to your aggressive decks and the deck looks bad. I think this might be one of those games.
I'm going to take the risky line here and discard that land.
Okay. All right. So we kind of have one option here, and this is another thing where my answers don't really line up that well. Yeah, let's get a Smuggler's Copter back to your hand. Draw and pass to you.
Okay, let's send 2 at Teferi, 3 at you.
Okay.
Brings you to 9.
9, yep.
And then I will play this Copter.
All right.
Pass the turn.
All right, we're going to start by digging.
That's a sensor, Corey.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, wrong card. And another one. Same play. Yep. Your turn.
You're at 9?
Yep.
Both at you. Blood Rush. That gets through Teferi.
Oh, I was going to say, you can't do that.
Activated ability, baby.
All right. You got it.
Didn't even need these 4 drops.
Yeah.
My hand, those were both in my opening hand, and I was a 2-lander, and I draw the 3rd land on turn 3 to play this, and when I accrued Copter, I drew 4th land, and I was like, I kind of want both of these.
That's risky.
I just draw spells.
I think I would have erred on the safeness and get rid of Hazoret. I just think Hazoret is just it's good. Don't get me wrong, but I think just if you just follow up with a Chandra there, what am I gonna do? You already have an aggressive board. You have a Copter which dodges mass removal. I couldn't beat a turn 4 Chandra.
I could go Chandra plus make mana replay Copter.
Yeah.
It would have been better.
Okay.
But I wanted to be greedy. I had drawn so many lands in the first few games. I figured, I'll just draw more lands.
Yeah, that's the right mentality that you should approach. Yeah. Results-based thinking is exactly what you want to be doing in Magic.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not.
Let's go to game 5.
All right, game 5.
See if I can make the final match be a marble match.
A marble match, or if I can close the door. I would say I'm advantaged now having the play. Slightly.
You would say that.
I would
Get
say
those
that.
5s in chat for Corey.
Oh, come on. Chad has turned. Chad, I thought we were close. I thought we were
Also,
close.
it turns out apparently Kenji has a 5 emote that was pretty cool. So
I believe that.
We had some viewers in here.
I've seen it.
earlier.
I'm pretty sure we created that.
Yeah, pretty.
Much
yeah.
like we've created every Magic card in existence
Wait,
and
yeah.
every deck anyone has ever played.
We're really
This is all us.
This is a us show here. I have seen an emote that's just hand 5. You know that. Yeah, that was good. All right, so I'm gonna go first for our game 5 here. Come on, good hand one time.
Yes.
It's good enough. It's not the best, but
I will also keep.
okay.
Also, Corey definitely has the nuts.
Well, you know my slow roll. My slow roll face. Okay, so we'll start with the field. Let's see if I can make a zombie.
That was perfect.
Okay,
You're up.
All right, your turn.
Burning Tree Emissary.
Okay.
Make red green.
Yep.
We'll take Brawler. Make 2 energy.
In response.
I'm sorry, it's already.
Oh, sorry.
It's already.
That's quite good.
Yeah, I didn't. I had this on turn 2. I was like, that's pretty cool. Then I did Pelt Collector. This is
This is
great.
really cool.
Okay, I'm at 24.
Okay.
You're up.
All right. That's unfortunate. Pass to you. That's tapped. You see our lovely mana base here working overtime.
I don't think I want to.
Oh, sorry, you didn't have red for this. This
makes
I
red.
was kidding.
I don't think I want to extend anything more into a Wrath. So I'm just going to attack and pay the energy.
6.
Get my damage in. Yeah, you go to 14. You can go.
Yeah, that was a smart choice because I was 100% wrathing. Your turn.
Now I will play a Pelt Collector, play a Spellbreaker.
Okay.
Do I want this to be a 4/4? I think I just want to get damage in. Attack.
Okay.
Make it a 3/3. You're at 11.
11. It was so nice last turn. Why not try it again? Fast to you.
Okay, let's play a Domri Anarch of Bolas.
Okay.
We're Domri Raid.
That's a much better
We'll
Domri.
plus for a green and play an uncounterable Pelt Collector.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I won't counter it. All right, so we got 5 uniques. We can actually start looking at stuff going on here. This is tough. This is tough which land I want to play here. We have a pretty obvious play that we want to do this turn. All right, we're just going to go like this. Go. Try to do a little defending here.
Pay 2 life.
Okay. Put you to 22.
Plus for a mana.
Okay.
Cast Embercleave.
Okay.
Attack for 6.
Okay, I'll take it.
You're a 5.
Down to 5.
You can go.
All right,
up to
end
8.
step dig.
Oh, dig, not red.
Yeah.
I don't know which one is.
Yeah, it's close.
Scarier.
It's close. They got to be both pretty scary. All right, so
I think dig is scarier because the Embercleave is what's great here because my creatures are uncounterable and I have extra mana.
yeah,
So you really need to find an answer to Embercleave.
yep.
So dig being able to go harder for a D-Sphere or Forsake is really nice here.
All right, well, we have a lot of stuff. I think. Wow. Okay, so I think one of these I really want for sure. And then I should just play something to defend here. I'm just gonna look at my sideboard for no real reason, real quick. Okay.
If you get a full house off your dig, do you like automatically win the game?
You should. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so this is our 1 pick. And now I think the other one just has to be this. It's just too powerful right now. Is it? Yeah. Okay, we're going to try this. I'm unsure about this. My other consideration here was, of course, a second dig through time. I think that would also be good, but that takes up a full turn. So we're going to go like that. Okay. All right. Untap. All righty. So we have the answer to Embercleave, which I think is the most important thing right now. So, yeah, okay, this is a pretty strong turn. So we're going to go D-Sphere this, and then we are going to go to Fairy this, and then make a zombie.
And Scry.
And, oh, that's Scry?
That's Temple of Enlightenment.
Oh, okay. I feel enlightened. Pass to you.
God.
That was a huge turn. That was a huge turn for both of us. You really needed to get in a lot of damage, but I really needed to find a lot of answers. I took the turn off to dig. I could have de-sphered the turn before, like a Domri or whatever, but I'm very happy I didn't.
3 in hand.
Yep. What's in your head? What's in your head? It's up. Oh, whatever. Give me some F's in chat for that. Horrible cranberries joke.
Make it green.
I will not counter it.
Got a counter on the Pelt Collector.
Okay.
You can go.
All right.
I think Corey is successfully stabilized here.
All right, we'll tick up.
I'm now very dead.
Now,
You have exactly one person saying that was the best cranberries joke.
wow. Thank you. I'll take it.
Ban them.
You don't have that kind of reach. All right,
It is
we'll go
pretty
with
far.
Teferi. All right, we'll draw a card. 2 zombies. All right,
zombies.
we will then attack Domri.
Block.
Okay, you get a trigger there. And then we'll go with end step. Untap Field of the Dead, which is pretty sweet.
Ross, did you
and
use your
untap
blue
this.
token from earlier already?
I think so.
I think that was a different game. Yep.
Yeah, that was
Different
a
game.
Different
Okay.
game.
Different game. Yep.
Yes, I used it in the game it happened.
Yep, your turn. Now we can instant speed Field of the Dead or Field of the Ruin to get 2 more Zombones.
Have Pelt Collector fight a zombie.
In response, Scry. I'll leave that on top.
2 more energy.
Okay.
You can go.
All right. Draw this Rev. Draw. All right. Now, what do we want to do? Let's go with a Rev for 5. We'll just start off that.
You're at 10.
10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Hit a land. Get a couple Zombones. Attack. Yeah, Domri's not doing too much anymore. All right, and then we will untap Field of the... just 2 duels here. Pass to you.
I wonder what that means.
Well, it's one of 4 counter spells here.
That'll do, Pig.
That'll do, yeah. I have it all. That was a really good game. It was definitely closer than it seemed there at the end. I definitely pushed away after that dig, but
Yeah,
I needed a good dig. And
the second verdict was really good. Like, I had a very nice aggressive curve that game. But you see, I wasn't able to follow it up with one of those strong sideboard cards.
Yeah.
I didn't have a Hazaret or a Chandra.
Or a Smuggler's Copter.
Yeah, or Copter. I didn't have one of my resilient threats.
Yeah.
You know, I had the one Embercleave turn, but that only got you to 5 because you had the turn 4 verdict, turn 5 verdict.
Yeah.
But I really needed something along those lines to cement my advantage. I didn't, so I wasn't able to close the game out. And then you turned it around pretty quickly.
And this deck is actually really fun. I miss playing control decks. You know, like since Teferi 3 got printed, I feel like there's a lot less control in these days. But you know, I keep forgetting like Esper Control at the end of last Standard was one of my favorite decks. Like I was really sad to see that 8-set Standard actually go just because I found a deck I loved. When it was just red black aggro versus blue white, you know, it was kind of a bad 8-set Standard. But once I just personally found Esper Control, I just had so much fun playing it.
Yeah. All you need is one deck to enjoy a format.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. You know, I think the Gruul deck could use a little bit more reach. I guess like you have Embercleave and Goreclan Rampager, but it never felt like I was able to really push through. So I was really relying on having a strong curve, and then Verdict was a big deal. I guess we did, you know, it was a 3-2 match still, but the games I lost, I felt like I just couldn't really do anything.
Yeah. No, it seemed like this matchup really relied just on my deck. You could do whatever you want, and if I just didn't draw the right cards, the right situational removal, you don't have path. You know, you don't have path to just deal with everything. You're playing Deck and Stone that deals with some stuff. You know, you're playing that Last Whisperer card, which I've never even seen that card until today. I did not even know that card exists, but that card's super narrow, you know. But
that was in Theros era Standard.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly which set it was from, but like people were exiling Nightville Specters with it.
Sure. So I mean, yeah, if I draw the right answers, it's fine. But if I don't, it doesn't matter if you have Pelt Collector, Zyrtec Goblin, Smuggler's Copter. You're gonna beat me if I don't draw the right things because I'm just getting teed off.
You know what I wouldn't mind is if we increase the land count and played some Mutavaults in this deck.
Yeah.
I love me a good Mutavault.
Mutavault and Zyrtec Goblin are a combo as old as time.
You can like if you just add 2 Mutavaults to the deck and now have 23 lands, and then you know. No,
and then why are we stopped there? Let's add some more lands. Let's play some Glorybringers. Get those Ramclade. I'm serious. That is where I want a Gruul deck to go. I really think, you know, Elves into Chandra, into Glorybringer, kind of what Teamer Energy did with Glorybringer is just such a powerful shell. I'm a big fan if there's going to be a lot of creature-based.
So rather than Pelt Collector, Emissary, Zyrtec Goblin, Embercleave, you want to be Llanowar Elves, Glorybringer.
Yeah, and
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I think Zyrtec Goblin, Burning Tree Emissary, and Goreclan Rampage are all very medium at best.
Goreclan Rampage is good.
It's a good card, but if you'd already play Embercleave. I don't think you want both, and I think Embercleave is better.
You can play both because Goreclan's a creature. Goreclan is really good. And we're playing Goreclan in this Questing Beast Glorybringer deck too, because Questing Beast Goreclan is a combo.
Oh,
that is a mono combo.
Oh yeah, but so is Embercleave. You know, I mean,
no, you're not going to be attacking with as many creatures.
Yeah, you could be right. But you get to play like Legion Warboss as a sideboard card for this kind of matchups and stuff.
Rabble-Master instead of Warboss.
Oh yeah, both.
Yeah, that'll Rabble-Master should maybe be in this deck.
Maybe.
Or at least in the sideboard. That would be a good one for this matchup too. Nice standalone threat that fits on the curve. That could be a cool one.
Maybe.
But that's going to finish up this match. We got a little time to take some questions. Have you got them, Rob?
Yeah, so I know both of you are a little off on Sphinx's rev. So what about just playing like 2 Torrential Gearhulk in that spot and then maybe dig 2 times? Like, is that a combo you're more looking toward?
You know, I think that's reasonable. And I mean, I don't want to harp that we are super off Sphinx's Revelation because it's an insanely powerful card. I just don't like the decks that play it. You know, like I just don't like blue-white control in an open metagame for, you know, the reasons we expressed at the beginning. But I mean, it's an insanely powerful card. If Gearhulk or Sphinx's Revelation is more powerful at your top end, debatable. But you know, you just can't have too many of those effects. Like,
I'm off it in high numbers, but I'm not off it entirely. I'm happy to see 1, maybe 2. I think this will set 2.
Yeah, maybe 2 Gearhulk or 2 dig through time. I mean, you can't play like 7 of these effects, right?
Yeah.
Like, because then it cuts into your Teferi numbers, you know. Like,
but it's also nice to diversify them. So maybe we have 2 dig, 1 rev, 1 Gearhulk, and then you just have a bunch of different ones. I could definitely see that.
So far, dig felt like the best, though. Yeah. This feels like one of the best dig decks, if not the best dig deck I've played personally.
Does it feel like a Dig Dug?
Dig Dug, yeah, absolutely. Yep, feels just like that.
And then, Ross, what about Heart of Kiran in the Gruul deck? Is that possibly a play, or do you just need the card advantage from Smuggler's Cop?
You would have to reshape the deck, right? Because we're playing Burning Tree Emissary. I guess Zyrtec Goblin can be a 3/3. I think you would need more things to easily crew. I also think Smuggler's Copters is an insane Magic card.
Yeah.
And the looting was like super relevant every time I was doing it.
And you had trouble crewing Copter even some of the times. Like, we're not adding more vehicles, you know? Yeah, no.
That's all I got for right now.
All right,
Okay.
let's head to a 5-minute break, and we'll be back with our third round. Unfortunately, not for the marbles this time, but
Unfortunately not, but I am playing a fun deck in the third matchup. I will be playing Jund Chromantoflare.
oh yeah, that's a spicy one. What do I got? Oh yeah, we're playing Field of the Dead. We're going a little deeper here, so stay tuned for some nasty Field of the Dead action.